Hello. Hi, my lovely listeners. Welcome back to my channel. So tell me something. Have you ever felt scared to speak English? Like, you know the words? You understand English, but when it's time to speak, your mouth becomes silent. Your heart beats fast, and your mind says, "What if I make a mistake?" If yes, then today's story is for you. Because today I'm going to tell you a beautiful story. The boy who was afraid to speak. And trust me, this story will give you confidence. So, let's begin. There was a boy named Rohan. Rohan was a smart boy. He was good at math. He was good at science. But there was one thing he was very afraid of: English speaking. In his class, whenever the teacher said, "Rohan, please read this paragraph," Rohan's hands started shaking. His eyes looked down, and his voice became very low. He could read, but he could not speak confidently. He always thought, "What if I speak wrong? What if my friends laugh? What if my pronunciation is bad?" And because of this fear, Rohan stopped trying. One day the English teacher said, "Today we will do one activity. Everyone will speak for 1 minute." 1 minute, only 1 minute, but for Rohan, it felt like 1 hour. The teacher called students one by one. Some students spoke confidently, some students made mistakes, but they still spoke. Then the teacher said, "Now, Rohan." The whole class looked at him. Rohan stood up slowly. His throat was dry. He said in a very small voice, "Good morning, my name is Rohan." And suddenly, 2 boys started laughing. One boy whispered, "Bro, he speaks like a baby." Another boy said, "English is not for him." Rohan's eyes became wet. He sat down quickly. And that day, he decided something. He decided, "I will never speak English again." The turning point? That evening, Rohan was walking home. He was sad. He was angry. He was thinking, why do people laugh? Why am I so weak? Then, he saw an old man sitting near a park. The old man was reading a newspaper. Rohan sat on a bench. The old man looked at him and said, "Hello, young boy, you look upset. What happened?" Rohan didn't answer. The old man smiled and said, "It's okay, you can talk to me." Rohan took a deep breath and said, "Sir, I am afraid to speak English." The old man nodded slowly. He said, "Oh, so you are afraid of speaking." Rohan said, "Yes, sir, because I make mistakes, and people laugh." The old man smiled and said something powerful. "Son, people don't laugh because you are wrong. People laugh because they are insecure." Rohan looked at him. The old man continued, "And listen carefully. You don't need perfect English. You need practice." The golden advice. The old man said, "Rohan, do one thing. From tomorrow, speak only 1 English sentence every day." Rohan was shocked. 1 sentence? The old man said, "Yes, only 1. Not 1 paragraph, not 1 minute speech, only 1 sentence." Rohan said, "But sir, what if I say it wrong?" The old man smiled again. He said, "Then say it wrong, but say it daily." Rohan felt something inside him, something like hope. The old man said, "Small steps create big confidence." The 7 days changed next day. Rohan looked in the mirror. He smiled a little and said, "Hello, I am Rohan." He felt nervous, but he said it. Day 2, today is a good day. Day 3, I can learn English. Day 4, I am not afraid. Day 5, I will speak slowly. Day 6, mistakes help me learn. Day 7, I am improving every day. And you know what? After 7 days, his fear became smaller, his confidence became bigger. Not because his English became perfect, but because he stopped caring about people. After some days in class, Teacher again announced, "Today everyone will speak for 1 minute." Rohan's heart beat fast again. But this time, he remembered the old man's words. Say it wrong, but say it daily. Rohan stood up. The class looked at him again. Rohan smiled and said, "Good morning, everyone. My name is Rohan. I want to say one thing. I was afraid to speak English, but now I understand. Mistakes are part of learning, so I will speak, even if I am not perfect." His voice was not perfect. His grammar was not perfect. But his confidence was beautiful. The class became silent. Even the boys who laughed stopped laughing. The teacher smiled proudly and said, "Very good, Rohan. Keep going." That day, Rohan didn't become an English topper, but he became something more important. He became brave. Moral/message. So, my dear listener, this story teaches us one powerful lesson. Confidence doesn't come from perfect English. Confidence comes from daily speaking. Even if your English is broken, speak it. Even if your pronunciation is not clear, speak it. Because the more you speak, the more you improve. And one day, you will speak like a pro. English practice lines now, before we end. Let's practice 8 easy sentences together. Repeat after me slowly. 1. Hello, how are you? 2. I'm learning English. 3. I'm not afraid to speak. 4. I will improve every day. 5. Mistakes help me learn. 6. I can speak slowly and clearly. 7. I believe in myself. 8. Thank you for listening. Great job. So friends, if you like this story, please like, share and subscribe. And comment below, "I will speak English daily." Okay then, bye-bye. Take care. See you in the next story.